Hi. I'm actually recording this video for Darnita. I'm just trying to help you out with the cooking thing, so let me do the best I can. Um, so much easier to talk about it than to text about it. Okay, so you wanted to know about meats and other vegetables. Well, first of all, the hardest thing between the two, of course, is meats. Vegetables, um, it's not hard, but when you cooking vegetables, most people end up cooking them till they're mushy. And when you cook something like vegetables till they're mushy, vegetables or fruit, you actually lose all the nutrients. So basically, you're eating it for no reason. Um, when you're doing frozen vegetables, you're basically just heating. When you do vegetables, period, you're basically just heating it up because you're just making it hot for your liking, but you don't want to get rid of the nutrients that's involved. So if you want to do frozen vegetables, let's do broccoli for instance. If you're doing broccoli, you want to put only enough water in the bottom in the pot to cover the bottom because it's frozen, it's already covered in water. So you're gonna put the broccoli in the pot and you're gonna put it on a stove. If your stove range goes from 1 to 9, I would put it on either 6 or 7. Okay, then I would like my stuff. I like a lot of pepper, so I cover the whole top with pepper. But it just all depends on what you like. If you use salt, salt of course is not bad for you, but it does add flavor. So I always do 2 to 3 dashes of salt, depending on how much you're cooking. If you're gonna do a small bag of broccoli, then I would suggest that you use probably like 2 dashes of salt. If you're going to do a big bag or a big pot of broccoli, then I would do 3 dashes, stir it up, and do another 2 dashes of salt. Okay, now, when you're cooking vegetables, the best way to cook them is steam. If you don't have a steam basket to steam your stuff, that means that it's not in the water, it's above the water. Then that means that you're going to cook it in a pot, which means your vegetables are going to be in the water. So you want to cover it because the vegetables on top will actually get steamed and not, be submerged and boiled in the water. So you're going to cover your pot and you're going to let it boil. Now you're going to keep checking on it because once it's hot, it's not cold nowhere, then it's basically done. So cooking broccoli, if you have your stove on 6 or 7, then you're probably going to be done in like 10 minutes, maybe less than that, depending on how much broccoli you have in the pot. Another vegetable, like let's say if you do canned vegetables, the best way to do canned vegetables is to open the can but let some of the water out because they always put too much water in it anyway. So you want to let some of the water out and you want to put it on the stove. Now, because those aren't frozen, as soon as stuff starts boiling, that means it's hot. That means it's ready to come out. So you're good with that. Now, one thing that I like to do is I like to do cabbage. Cabbage is completely different because cabbage is fresh. The best way to do cabbage, the only way I like to do it, of course, is a non-healthy way, but it's very good. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to get a pot, and you're going to put 1 whole stick of butter in this pot. Now, don't turn the eye on yet. Now, you're going to slice some bell pepper. You're going to slice them so that you don't have the whole shape of the bell pepper, but you're going to have half of it, if you understand what I'm saying. Now, when you're going to do an onion, you're going to slice that as well. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut the onion in half. Of course, you're going to peel it first. You're going to cut the onion in half, and then you're going to slice it. Okay. Now, you're going to take that whole sliced onion and put it in the pot. The whole sliced bell pepper, you're going to put that in the pot too. Now, how you do a cabbage. You're going to turn the cabbage on its head so the head is face down. So that hard part is sticking up. Then you're going to take your knife. Please, you have to be careful with this because that part of the cabbage right there is very hard, and with the slip of the knife, you could cut yourself. That brings us back to sanitation, blood, and the food. That's not too cool. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your knife and you're going to stick it, take the point, and you're going to stick it down into the cabbage on the side of the hard part. And you're going to do that around each side until you can take that hard part out. Now, you're going to cut the cabbage in half. And then you're going to cut it in half again. So now you have 4 quarters. Now, with each quarter, you're going to slice going vertically. So it's going to look like you have 4 diamonds. You want the point of your diamond up top, and then you're going to slice going like this. Okay? So, but you're going to slice thin. Okay, so then you're going to take all of your cabbage, and you're going to set that to the side. You're going to turn your eye on to 5. While your butter is melting, you're going to be sauteing your bell pepper and your onion. Now, once all the butter is melted and your onion is starting to turn a little brown, that's when you're going to put the cabbage into the pot. Now, this you really don't need a lot of salt for. So you're going to take a dash of salt. When I say a dash with this, I really mean, actually going to take a pour. What I like to do is I just go like that with my salt, and then I'm done for the rest of the time. Now, you're going to take some black pepper, and you're going to sprinkle that on. That's probably about 5 taps. If you're using the McCormick can, 5 taps of the can. You're going to sprinkle that on your cabbage. Then you're going to get some crushed red pepper. 5 times, tap that. Now, you're going to keep stirring, and you're going to get a glass of water. The glass should probably be about this big. You're going to fill it up that much full of water. Now, you're going to pour that water into the pot. You're going to be stirring your cabbage. You're going to stir your cabbage. And when your cabbage starts to get soft, remember cabbage is a leaf. Add heat to leaves, just like you had eat the lettuce, it's going to wilt. That means you're losing your nutrients. You don't want to do that. So you're going to stir your cabbage until it gets soft, not wilted. When that happens, taste it. If it doesn't taste to your liking, what you're probably going to need to add is more salt. Not too much. When I say add more salt, you will be surprised. Just that little bit will change a whole entree. So just put a little dash of salt, stir it up. If it doesn't taste good, a dash of pepper, stir it up. I guarantee you it's going to be the best cabbage you've ever had. And if you taste it and it's too hard, let it cook a little bit longer. If it's too soft, you've overcooked it. You'll be able to tell if it's too soft because it won't be able to stand up on its own. And you'll be able to tell when it's done because instead of being a nice, vibrant green, it'll be like olive-like green because it'll start to brown from being cooked in the butter. That's a great vegetable dish that I like to do. Now, if we're talking about meat, meats are different because you can cook meats any kind of way that you want to, and different meats do different things. It depends on your mood for the night. Let's see. Okay, the easiest meat that you should be able to do is chicken. Now, let's say you want to fry chicken. Fried chicken is kind of a cop-out, but if you just want to know what you should be doing, then I'm going to go ahead and tell you. Okay, when you're frying chicken, first of all, an easy way to do it would be to use a fry daddy or a fryer, only because of the control of the heat. When you're cooking with grease, you're basically really putting yourself at risk because if you don't know what you're doing, then you could very easily start a fire. I know because I did one. Okay, so, but the way I cook chicken is the old-fashioned way. I have an old black skillet that I use, and I put oil in it. You can either do a skillet and put oil in it and turn your chicken, or you can do a pot, put oil in it and deep fry your chicken, or you can get a deep fryer and deep fry your chicken. So I'm basically going to tell you the way to do it from a skillet point of view. How I do my chicken, first of all, I don't know if you ever cleaned chicken, but chicken legs, chicken wings, chicken thighs all have to be clean. To clean a chicken, you have to run it under water and run your fingers over it. Chicken legs and wings don't have a lot of fat, but if you put your finger up on the skin, there is slime there. You want to take that slime off. I don't know if it's bad nutritionally, but after you cook the chicken, your skin will very easily slide off of the meat, and appearance-wise, it's not good. And when you're eating, you kind of want chicken on skin on each bite. You don't want, to take one bite and all the skin come off. That's why I do it. So you're gonna clean this slime off. If you're doing chicken thighs or chicken breast, raw chicken is tannish pinkish. It's really pink, but the fat is very white. So you have to take that fat off and throw it away. Some people keep the fat on because it cooks better. It adds, flavor and grease to what you're cooking. It depends on what kind of meal you're going for. If you're going for nutritional or you're going for taste-wise, it's up to you. What I do is I take some of the fat off, not all. There is a lot of fat on each piece of thigh and each piece of breast. Okay, so you're going to do that. Now, to season your chicken, what I do is I like to do seasoned salt, parsley, black pepper, and garlic powder. If you want to, you can take the seasoned salt out. And it's a choice that, that's what I do. So I got the garlic and I got some